Welcome to Chapter 9. This chapter explains and discusses networks and communication. So we're going to talk about the importance of computer networks. We're going to talk about different types of local area networks and wide area networks. Going to discuss the hardware that's used in both wired and wireless networks. We'll talk about network software and protocols. Talk about how to protect your network. So if I were to ask you to tell me what a computer network is, I would like for you to say a computer network is two or more computers that share resources. Okay? Network resources include software, hardware, and files. We use computer networks because they can save money and time and also increase productivity. Okay. So each device that's connected to a network is referred to as a node. Okay? A node can be a computer, it can be a peripheral such as a printer or game console, or even a network device such as a router. Okay? So each of these is a node on this network. Okay? So there's several benefits to having your computers networked, right? First one would be sharing an internet connection. A network lets you share that high-speed connection. Sharing printers and other peripherals. Networks let you share those peripheral devices. Sharing files. You can share files between networked computers without having to use portable storage devices. In addition, you can set sharing options in Windows or in Mac OS that let the user of each computer on the network access files stored on any other computer on that network. And another benefit would be common communications. So computers running different operating systems can still communicate on the same network. However, if you have a large network, this is going to involve an initial purchase of equipment to set them up. They also need to be administered, which can be costly and time-consuming. Network administration involves tasks such as installing new computers and devices, monitoring the network to ensure it's performing efficiently, updating and installing new software on the network, configuring or setting up proper security for a network. So it's a big job, okay? And you have to pay someone to do that. Data transfer rate, also called bandwidth, is the maximum speed at which data can be transmitted between two nodes on a network. Throughput is the actual speed of data transfer that's achieved. Throughput is always less than or equal to the data transfer rate. So like I mentioned, I think in chapter, 5 maybe, as far as CenturyLink went, okay? When I signed up for internet at my home, they said, a bandwidth of up to 12 megabits per second, keywords there being up to, all right? When I ran a test, my throughput was actually more around 6 megabits per second, okay? So throughput, like I said, it's always going to be either equal to or lower than the data transfer rate or your bandwidth rate, right? So make sure you know the difference between bandwidth and throughput, or your data transfer rate and throughput, okay? Because those are the same things. If you're running a peer-to-peer network, this is a type of network where all computers are considered equal. Every computer in a peer-to-peer network belongs to something called a work group. Okay. If you're running Windows, you can set up a home group, okay? And that's just a networking feature that consists of all computers in your home network that are running Windows 8 and above. They can all be configured with the same home group password, and then you can access pictures, each other's computers, so different things on the network. Okay. A client-server network has at least one server at its center. So that's why we're seeing this picture again. These are the servers here in the center. And all of these nodes on the network are called clients. Okay, so they make requests to the server, and the requests are then returned to the client. All that means is that basically you log in, say this is Highland Servers, you log in on your account here, and you send a document to print. Okay, you're requesting a print service from this server, and it prints your paper and has therefore granted your request. Okay. The server provides a way to centralize network management, resources, and security. In a client-server network, users log into a network and are granted access based on that login. A server is a multi-user computer system that runs something called a network operating system, so an NOS. All right. And then a client is just a personal computer or other device that connects to that server. So client-server networks, you're not going to see at your house. You're going to see that here on campus, in businesses, things like that. So here's just a figure to show you what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about here in the peer-to-peer network, everything in this network is considered equal. Okay, everyone can share with everyone else if they want to. It doesn't matter if you're a printer or if you're a desktop or a phone or a tablet. Okay, everyone's equal in this network, and you're all sharing resources too. Here in this client-server network, again, the server holds the key to all those resources you might need. So you need to be able to log in and access that server and then be able to use those services. Okay, different types of LANs and WANs. The network you have in your home differs greatly in terms of its size, structure, and cost from that found across our college campus. This difference is based in part on their network architectures. Network architectures, or network designs, are classified according to the following characteristics. What is the distance between the nodes? Okay. How are these networks managed or administered? What is the set of rules or the protocol that's used to exchange data between network nodes? And finally, what type of communications medium is used to transport that data? The distance between nodes on a network is one way to describe a network. So here we have WAN, MAN, LAN, and PAN. Okay, and we'll get into detail on each of these in the following slides. So if you hear me say LAN, I'm talking about local area network. You may have heard that term before. Okay. A LAN is a local area network that has all connected devices or nodes located in the same physical location. So examples could include a network in a computer lab here on campus, or like at a fast food restaurant, or if you like to travelers to go have coffee. Okay, that would be a local area network. Okay. A home local area network is going to usually be a peer-to-peer network. Your business local area network is more likely going to be a client-server network. Okay. A PAN, or a personal area network, is a local area network that has devices that are connected via Bluetooth. Bluetooth is limited in range to only 10 to 100 meters. A WLAN, or a wireless local area network, uses Wi-Fi to transmit data. Wi-Fi has a much larger range, higher speeds, better security, and supports more devices than Bluetooth. The physical layout of a LAN is called its topology. The devices or nodes on the LAN can be connected in many different configurations. But the most common configurations are bus, okay, this is what we call a bus. We have the ring here, or the star. And I see the star topology a lot, okay? In a star topology, which is commonly used in our modern local area networks, every node on the network is attached to a central device, such as a switch, a router, or a wireless access point. Okay. And these are all using the same type of standards. Okay, standards just ensure that equipment made by different companies actually works together. Standards are very important. A WAN, or a wide area network, is a network that spans multiple locations and connects multiple local area networks over dedicated lines using routers. All that means is that these lines are only used to connect the networks, okay? The internet is the largest wide area network. The internet spans the entire globe. So for us, it doesn't get any bigger, okay? A WAN is also a networked collection of LANs, okay, or local area networks. If a school has multiple campuses, each with its own LAN, connecting the LANs of each campus by telecommunications lines allows the users of the local area networks to communicate. All the connected local area networks would be described as a single wide area network. So NMHU campuses are an example of this. We have NMHU here at the main campus, we have Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Farmington, okay? All those have their own local area networks, and then they all combine to create a single wide area network, which is just the Highlands network. Okay. VPNs, or virtual private networks, create a private network through the public network, in other words, the internet, allowing remote users to access a local area network securely without needing dedicated lines. This is less expensive, it's more practical for businesses, and it uses encryption to ensure that the data is secure as it travels through the public network. So if you have the interest, I recommend that you go onto YouTube and look up how to set up a VPN, a virtual private network. If you ever want to access the deep web or the dark web, if you ever use any free public wireless, it's really great to have your VPN set up just due to the fact of the encryption, so granting you some privacy and the fact that your data is actually secure. CAN is a campus area network. That's a hybrid of LANs and WANs, so local area networks and wide area networks. That are connected using routers. Okay. This is used by large businesses with multiple local area networks in the same location. A MAN, or a metropolitan area network, is a large network that's designed to provide access to a specific geographic area. Many U.S. cities are now deploying MANs to provide internet access to residents and tourists. New York City has something called Link NYC, which is a first-of-its-kind communications network that will replace 7,500 payphones across all 5 boroughs. Each link has free Wi-Fi, free phone calls, and device charging. And I had read they were going to be offering free Wi-Fi in a lot of the subway stations, so it's really nice to give access to, tourists as well as local residents. A SAN, or a storage area network, is a network between the data storage devices and the servers on a network. Cellular networks use cell towers to transmit voice and data over long distances.